I'm going to tell you the story. The first thing you have to understand is, that doesn't work the way you think it does. You can call me Oracle because I'm the one who's talking to you. Welcome to the cult. Alright. Little Dems is trying stuff, but it isn't working nearly as well as it wants. It's kind of hilarious, honestly. Alright, so I just recently finished up the first three moves: the present, the command, and the ordinary past tense. Alright, I'm moving on with the other tense moves to number 4 in our list: the potential mood, also known as the octave, or optative rather, and the vidhi, the injunction, vidhilin. I get the impression of actually really screwing up the eyes out, but... Alright, basic meaning. The potential mood usually describes what might, could, or should happen. Rama, Rama, Vanam, Gakchet. Rama might go to the forest. The potential mood can express many different meanings based on the context. For example, it can show what someone is capable of doing. Aham, idam, vanam, sarvam, dahayam. I could burn all of this forest. It can be a soft command. Tvam idam kare. You should eat this. There are other subtle uses as well. Endings. The endings we use for the potential mood are almost identical to the endings we use in the ordinary past tense. There are two main differences. The first difference is that we add an extra ah sound before every ending. Third person, singular. Eat. Dual. Eatam. Plural. You. Second person, singular. Ich. Dual. Ichtam. Third. Eta. First person, singular. Ehyam. Dual. Eva. Plural. Emam. So basically, it's a prefix rather than a suffix. That makes sense. And the second is that the third person plural ending is with Ansarga, I believe, with that little extra bit of air at the end instead of un, with like a consonant type ending. So the difference is anayan, they led. Nayeha, they might lead. This is how these endings appear when used with a stem like naya. Third person singular, nayet. Dual, nayatam. Plural, nayeya. Okay, so I'm wrong about it being a starting. Okay, alright, wait a minute. It's at the ending. Derp. I said it was at the beginning, it was at the ending. Alright, anyway. This is how the endings will appear when used with a stem like naya. Singular. Oh, third person singular. Nayat. Dual. Nayatam. Plural. Nayayuh. Second person singular. Naya. Plural. I mean dual. Nayatam. Plural. Nayeta. First person plural. I mean first person singular. Wow, I gotta do something more. Nayayam. Dual. Nayeva. Plural. Nayema. Note the standing between the stem and the ending here. Naya plus eat to nayet. Someone might, could, or should lead. Alright. Atmanepada. Also known as the middle voice. In the previous lesson, we focused on the parasmaipada endings used by the 4 special tense moves. In this lesson, we will focus on the atmanepada set endings. What is atmanepada? Sanskrit has 2 different sets of verb endings: parasmaipada endings and atmanepada endings. The roots always use Some roots always use atmanepada endings, some roots always use atmanepada endings, and some roots can use both. For a small number of roots, atmanepada endings imply that a person performing the action is doing so for their own benefit. Here is the classic example. Devadatta Oranam Pakati. Devadatta cooks rice for others. Devadatta Oranam Pakate. Devadatta cooks rice for himself. In older Sanskrit, this distinction is more meaningful, but in later Sanskrit, there is little to no difference between these two sets of endings. Present tense. Here are the atmanepada endings for the present tense. Singular, third person. Nayate, dual. Nayete, plural. Nayante. Second person singular. Nayase, dual. Nayete, plural. Nayadve. Nayadve. And first person singular. Naye, dual. Nayave, Nayavahe, and plural. Nayamahe. Notice that all the endings end in eh in the present tense. Also notice that many of these endings are similar to their parasmaida counterparts. Here are the similar forms. Third person singular, nayati. Third person dual, nayata. Nayata. Third person plural, nayanti. Second person singular, nayasi. Second person dual, nayatha. Skips over plural, and they're the same for the second person plural and for the first person singular. But for the first person singular, nayava, and first person plural, nayama. Here are the endings for the command mood. Third person singular, nayatam. Third person dual, nayetam. Third person plural, nayantam. Second person singular, nayasva. Second person dual, nayetham. Second person plural, nayadham. First person singular, nayai. First person dual, nayavahai. Third person plural, first person plural. First person singular, nayai. First person dual, nayavahai. First person plural, nayamahai. As before, focus on these 5 endings, which the next 2 tense moods will mostly reuse. For the dual, third person tam, second person tham, and first person vahai. Plural, second person davam, first person plural mahai. The ordinary past tense. Time, all right, like 8 minutes, that's fine. All right. The ordinary past tense. As before, the form of the ordinary past tense have an a prefix. Third person singular, anayata. Third person dual, anayatam. Third person plural, anayanta. Second person singular, anayatha. Second person dual, anayatham. Second person plural, anayatham. First person singular, anaye. First person dual, anayavahi. First person plural, anayamahi. The first person used the endings vahi and mahi instead of the vahai and mahai used above. The potential mood. As before, the potential mood uses nearly the same endings as the ordinary past tense. As before, all these endings start with e. Third person singular, nayeta. Third person dual, nayatam. Third person plural, nairan. Second person singular, naya. Second person dual, nayayatham. Second person plural, nayelfam. First person singular, nayaya. First person dual, nayevahi. First person plural, Naye mahi. Naye mahi. As before, the one exception is the third person plural ending. Anayanta. They led. Nairen. They might lead. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna wrap this up for now. This is Oracle, gonna sing myself out. Got the fourth chance mood and atmanepada. That seems fine for this episode, and that'll be fine from me. Dream safely out there, I'll you in the wings.